What's going on, my From fans, my Fromily? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about From Season 2, Episode 9, and a little bit of 10. But I'm asking the question, along with breaking down the episode and discussing the episode, is Tilly a mole or a red herring or what? Spoiler warning for all things From, obviously. So Tilly has obviously made a point on the show to be kind of creepy, know a lot of stuff. And the latest thing, we didn't see her for a couple episodes, but the latest thing in Season 2, Episode 9 is that she knew Fatima was pregnant. The only people that knew were Fatima, Ellis, and Christy. But Tilly could know that a woman is pregnant if, I know it's feasible that she knew without being a mole. But I asked the question, episodes ago, weeks ago, do you trust this lady? Because she always seems to be popping up with stuff. She's involved with stuff. She knows too much information. Like, how do you know so much what's going on here? Maybe it's just made to mislead, aka a red herring, or maybe she knows too much information and she's the mole. If we have one, but let me know your thoughts. I definitely want to know how you feel about this. Let me know in the comments. So the episode starts with, I believe it's Paula and Reggie, and Paula was ripped apart. And it's interesting because as soon as this happened to her, I think about it as like, you should not have messed with Sarah. You should not have been mean to Sarah. Was it Sarah? Was it Nathan? Was it something like that? Because Sarah went there for Nathan's shirt and she was all about, get out of here. Give me the shirt. So did she steal it? But also, I got a comment about the butterflies on the wall, like resurrection, the symbolism there. I don't know. Very interesting. And also cicadas represent resurrection. So Reggie says they touch, they break, they steal. No one here is free, I believe is what he says. The Boyd, they touch, they break, they steal. And some people are like giving this guy a hard time, like he's overacting in it. But he has his little moments and he kind of shines. And he also says, no one here is free. So I guess it's a nursery rhyme. I don't remember that one. But in this universe, it's a nursery rhyme. Is it a real one? Let me know in the comments. And he asks, was she asleep? Because now all of a sudden they added, you can't go to sleep because you could die. But then what happened to Mary, Julie, and Randall? They were awake. So this lady was ripped apart. So she was one of the three. Well, this lady definitely died. The other three, we don't know yet. But Bhakta says the nursery rhyme. They touch, they break, they steal. No one here is free. Here they come. Who is they? Here they come. And they come for three. And so we saw that three people were attacked by the cicadas. And it completes with, unless you stop the melody. So is that the music box? That can make sense. But again, so the three people that were attacked by the cicadas that didn't die, we don't know if they died yet, but were Randall, Mary, and Julie. So did Randall break? Like go insane, have a nervous breakdown? Like why did the cicadas go after Randall and not other people? But he was in the woods, so it makes sense. So he was out and about, so maybe it's just dumb luck. But he wasn't acting right because he kidnapped Donna, which some people still think, she could be a mole. She could be in on it. I don't think so. I think that'd be terrible writing, but we'll have to see how it goes down. Or is the break when they broke the rib cage? There's a lot of people thinking a lot of different things because it's ambiguous and could mean a couple of different things. The other thing is Mary, or Marielle. She makes sense because she stole the morphine. And also, she also has the eyes. Like she's losing her sight. Looks like she's going blind. But Boyd said she's alive. She's still breathing. So there's a chance she could stay alive. But she stole the morphine, like I said. So that's obviously a factor that she could have been attacked because she stole stuff from the community and the town, stealing the morphine. But they took the bile from Smiley. So did they steal the bile that was in Smiley's stomach? Also, I don't know if the bullets did anything, but more on that later. The bile was clearly there, and they stole it from inside the body. It wasn't theirs to take, and they took it. Julie, I don't know why they attacked Julie. And the episode ends with Julie being attacked We don't see the cicadas attacking her, I believe, and no one else sees them besides the people being attacked, which is kind of interesting. So we'll have to see if all 3 survive or a couple survive or not. My other question is, do you think when Victor said that won't happen again, he was just comforting Ethan about people dying and the town being attacked and everyone dying? Or does he know that it won't happen again? Because Victor knows a lot about what's going on here. It's his home. I have to comment about the red. So Randall had a red drone, and then he was attacked by the cicadas. Also, the red or burgundy shirt that Jim is wearing, the red heart or hearts on Julie's sweater is blatantly in our face, and the red on the barber pole. Also, Tabitha is wearing a red jacket, so the red theory kind of connects here in the show. It's different because people aren't dead, and also Ethan's jacket is red that he got from Victor. This all happened before Julie was attacked by the cicadas. She could live. The red doesn't mean death. It could mean danger. And also the red on the glass here on the table next to Mary, the red in the pillowcase on the flowers, and also Christy's shirt. It's not really red. It's more like a burgundy maroon, but it's kind of like Jim's. So is there more to it? Now, it kind of sucked that we didn't find out if the bullets worked or not, the silver bullets. Maybe they could work because we didn't see it right away what happened to Smiley. But we see Boyd put the bio on the bullets and he fires a bunch of shots that go into the monsters or creatures or whatever you're calling them. But the monsters and creatures weren't seen again in the episode, so we don't know. We see the bullet holes in a couple of the monsters here. So could it be delayed what happens, or will it not work at all? This show is kind of leading us down a path where the survivors try stuff and it just doesn't work. I would like a couple more answers, and hopefully we get them in season 2, episode 10. But we heard the music box music play over the radio, and then the monsters just stopped, or they just stopped before the music, and then the pounding underneath the RV, and the lights flickered, and then all of a sudden, Boyd, who's by himself, sees Abby, who says, "Come back to me." That's got a lot of people thinking that Boyd's in a coma, and the light flashing could be like his eyes opening and closing, and he's in the hospital. Again, so many theories right now, but right now the monsters weren't affected by the bullets that we know of. Maybe it'll be in season 2, episode 10, which is the final episode of this season. So we're coming up on 20 episodes of this series so far, and we got minimal answers and more questions every episode, but they get to the vehicle and get out of there as the monsters are, I guess, making their way towards the town. So we definitely want to talk about the cicadas because they're flying all over the town. And as Sarah was talking about Nathan, more on that later, and the cicadas and fear, because I think fear is definitely a factor in this show. But I got to talk about the motel sign. We see the pool, but where's the motel? Is Colony House the motel? Like, people have been asking me about this. It's a good question. Like, we don't have a motel, even though the Colony House has like 5,000 people living there now. How many rooms do they have just to put Mary and whoever else up? Like, it's kind of crazy. But the cicada CGI was kind of bad. I was laughing at it like, well, that's a little low budget there in a show. Like, I guess Marvel movies and other stuff has made us expect better CGI now, but the cicadas flying over the place were kind of laughable. And not picking on the show, I still love the show, but it's just kind of funny. So again, this lady Tilly pops up. She's in the room here. She's in there. When stuff kind of breaks down left and right, she's there. But when they killed Smiley, she was nowhere to be found, which is kind of interesting. Do you think this lady is up to no good, or is she just an old lady on the way out because, maybe she has cancer? Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she's lying the entire time. So Jade and Tabitha are definitely going to be doing stuff in the final episode of season 2, and you have to talk about the pictures, the drawings. It's definitely something that has effect in this show. It's interesting we're talking about a nursery rhyme and childlike drawings and Victor and Eloise and Victor's mom, I think her name's Miranda, and it's just something that is interesting for the future of the show, and hopefully we get a 3rd or 4th season. Hopefully we get answers coming up starting in the season 2 finale, but we know the tower's coming up, and it's interesting that we saw the Civil War soldiers here. Like, what's up with that? Is it a multiverse, altered time? I don't know. It's crazy. Again, there's more questions like every episode. And it's like, a step forward and 15 or 20 steps backwards. The idea of the group trying things is great, but no one's succeeding. And hopefully we get some success in the season 2 finale, kind of like we got in the season 1 finale. So they save it up to the finale. Well, for the finale. We got to talk about Elgin'S Dream. He finally remembered some stuff. He mentioned the boy in white that we haven't seen this season. Maybe the actor is too old now. But when he mentioned about Fatima's baby, it was like, it's not a big deal. Like, Ellis tried to say something or whatever, but I'm glad they didn't go in too much with that, because a lot of shows like that are like, whoa, why didn't you tell me? Why are you holding it from me? But I think more of that has to come, because how can Fatima have a child when she wasn't supposed to or couldn't outside of there? How is Ellis doing so well now? He's like healed up after major injuries. And I got to talk about Sarah more. So she looks at the map and you see the different, markers in the map of all the places that people came from. It's all over the United States, which is kind of crazy. And I don't know about you, but I feel bad for Sarah. I mean, I feel bad for Kenny too, but Sarah, the writing is made for us to feel bad. She didn't want any of this. She seems like a good person. And she plays Russian roulette, and she survives, because she's going to probably have a big part in the season 2 finale. But I feel for her, right? She didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for any of it. And she's stepping up, and she's going to do something pretty heroic, I'm guessing, in the season 2 finale. Again, Russian roulette. She saves the day, and Kenny takes the gun away from her. But she clearly mentions and states that Nathan, her brother, was always terrified of cicadas, and now they're terrorizing the town. She clearly asks the question, what if their fears become part of the forest? So again, this is a big moment where fear has come up again. I think fear is the key for a lot of people in this town. The survivors are afraid of stuff. It comes around to play with them, to play with their fear, to make them scared. But ultimately, what if that really is Nathan's nightmare out there? So is Nathan pulling the strings? Like, he died. How is he a part of this place still? And again, I asked a bunch of questions in this video. Please answer them if you can in the comments. Is Tilly a mole or made to misdirect things for us? Like, it's too obvious that she knows all this information and something's up with her. So anyone can pick that up. It's usually the subtle little things that people may not pick up that mean more in shows like this and other stuff. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys.